History is often presented as a settled story, a neat collection of dates, battles, and famous figures. But beneath the surface, the reality is far more complex and often darker. Hidden in military archives are millions of pages that challenge what we think we know. These documents aren't just minor footnotes, they can fundamentally change our understanding of major events. Imagine a famous battle. The official account speaks of heroism, but the archives might reveal chaos, mistakes, and desperate decisions. These are not stories crafted for public consumption, they're the raw, unfiltered communications of armies at war. Each file is a potential revelation, a faded memo exposing a secret deal, a soldier's letter revealing the true cost of command. These fragments force us to confront uncomfortable truths often sanitized from popular history. They remind us that history isn't a simple tale of good versus evil. Military archives prevent history from becoming myth, providing evidence to question official narratives. They reveal the gap between the public image of war and the private reality experienced by those who fought. By exploring these hidden chapters, we gain a more complete, human understanding of conflict. We move beyond grand strategies into the granular, often tragic details. This is where the true story of war resides, waiting for those willing to look. The historian becomes an explorer, sifting through layers of secrecy. Each discovery is a step closer to the truth. These documents are not just records, they are fragments of lives. They challenge us to see history as it really was, not as we wish it to be. The unseen chapters of conflict are essential to understanding our past. Only by confronting them can we hope to learn from history. Official war narratives are crafted to boost morale and unify nations. They highlight victories, downplay defeats, and present a clear, heroic story. But this polished version is rarely the whole truth. Military archives offer a powerful antidote, revealing the messy, unpredictable nature of war. These documents, after-action reports, intelligence briefs, logistical records, were never meant for public eyes. They expose failures, doubts, and concealed casualty figures. The contrast between public statements and archived reality can be stark. A general's press conference might proclaim victory, while his private memos reveal deep concerns and heavy losses. These discrepancies aren't just about deception, they reflect the immense pressures of managing war. Leaders must maintain confidence, but the archives show the true cost of this facade. By studying these records, we reconstruct a more accurate, nuanced picture of history. We see panic, luck, and human error shaping outcomes. This doesn't diminish bravery, it deepens our understanding. War is chaotic and deeply human, full of contradictions. The archives let us move beyond the official narrative to the ground truth. They remind us that history is rarely as simple as it seems. Only by questioning the official story can we approach the reality of the past. A military archive is a vast ecosystem, not a single library. It holds everything from strategic plans to mundane forms, meticulously organized yet overwhelming in scale. The core operational records, battle plans, war diaries, after-action reports. War diaries chronicle daily life, while after-action reports dissect what went right or wrong. These documents reveal the gap between plans and battlefield reality. Intelligence materials, intercepted communications, spy reports, reconnaissance photos, show what each side knew and when. The declassification of ultra-intelligence, for example, changed our understanding of World War II, revealing secret Allied advantages. Archives also contain the human element: personnel files, medical records, censored letters. A court-martial record might show discipline breaking down. A medic's report details the horrors of wounds. Even a censored letter home can convey longing, fear, or boredom. These personal records humanize the impersonal machinery of war. They remind us that armies are made of individuals, each with a story. The archive's true value lies in these diverse, honest fragments. They are the building blocks of a more truthful history. Declassified archives have forced historians to redraw the maps of war. World War I, once seen as senseless slaughter, is now understood as a desperate learning process. Archives reveal commanders experimenting with tactics and technology, struggling to break the deadlock of trench warfare. The stalemate wasn't just incompetence, it was the brutal reality of new, industrialized conflict. In World War II, opening German and Russian archives exposed the ideological brutality on both sides and the true nature of the Eastern Front. German orders revealed plans for annihilation, not just military conquest. The Vietnam War's Pentagon Papers showed leaders privately doubted victory even as they promised success publicly. Internal memos and intelligence assessments revealed a war seen as unwinnable from early on. These revelations shattered public trust and changed how wars are remembered. Archives show that history is rarely as clear-cut as official stories suggest. They reveal the hidden calculations, doubts, and moral compromises behind every conflict. By redrawing the maps, archives force us to confront uncomfortable truths. They remind us that the past is always more complicated than we think. Military archives preserve the intimate human experiences of war. Letters, diaries, and debriefings reveal fear, exhaustion, and camaraderie. Far from the propaganda, a World War I diary might describe trench dampness and terror, not strategy. A pilot's letter confesses the mental strain and fear of daily combat. These documents capture the psychological toll and resilience of those at war. Archives also record the overlooked colonial troops, female auxiliaries, medics. A nurse's report from Korea details the chaos and emotional burden of mass casualties. These stories show that war impacts everyone, not just frontline soldiers. Sometimes these voices express dissent or moral conflict, questioning orders, lamenting civilian casualties. Such doubts rarely appear in official accounts but are crucial to the historical record. Soldiers are not unthinking machines. They grapple with ethics and conscience. These voices humanize history, making it real and relatable. The archives ensure these stories are not forgotten. Military archives reveal the gulf between public statements and private reality. Governments project strength and certainty, but internal documents often tell a story of doubt and desperation. The Vietnam War is a classic example. Public optimism masked private pessimism and awareness of deep problems. Official communiques might claim victory, while after-action reports reveal costly failures. This manipulation of information was often about protecting morale or careers. The consequences are profound. When the truth emerges, it erodes public trust and breeds cynicism. Studying these discrepancies is vital. It teaches us to question official narratives. The archives remind us that truth is often hidden beneath layers of spin. Critical thinking is essential for understanding history and for holding power to account. The real story is always more complicated than the headlines. Military archives don't just rewrite history, they shape the future. Modern militaries study past conflicts intensely, learning from archival evidence. Declassified records of counterinsurgency campaigns have influenced today's strategies, emphasizing political legitimacy and local understanding. Old reports about the difficulty of winning hearts and minds now inform doctrine. Archives have transformed training officers study real failures, not just victories. This focus on learning from mistakes builds more adaptable leaders. The record of discrepancies between public statements and internal assessments has led to greater transparency and oversight. The legacy of events like the Gulf of Tonkin has made both press and policymakers more skeptical. Archives serve as a check on power, reminding leaders that the truth will eventually emerge. The lessons of the past echo in every modern strategy. The greatest gift of military archives is their power to humanize history. They bring us face to face with the individuals behind the battles, reminding us of the real cost of war. A logistics report about missing coats becomes a story of soldiers freezing in the snow. Archives challenge easy myths, showing flawed orders and catastrophic mistakes. They reveal history as a series of contingent moments, shaped by chance and human error. This complexity is uncomfortable but essential for honest reckoning. By preserving millions of individual stories, archives act as a memorial to those who fought and suffered. They give voice to the ordinary, the forgotten, and the silent. Reading a century-old letter, we feel the hopes and fears of the past as if they were our own. The ongoing work of declassifying and studying archives is a vital public service. It's a commitment to truth, no matter how difficult. The archives challenge us to be better historians and more compassionate citizens. The truest history is found not in monuments, but in the fragile, honest papers hidden away from view.